Oh man, guys. When was the last time we played Gran Turismo? Gran Turismo? Gran Tour, not Gran Turismo. Now, just before we get into this stream, I am so incredibly sorry I haven't done a stream in this in 4 months. Also, I'm supposed to be doing coursework. So, yeah, like legit, I've got my coursework up. I was going to be doing it, but I'm like, nah, I want to stream Gran Turismo because we haven't done it in ages. We are going to be doing the last 3, hopefully today. That's why I called the stream the final trio. Obviously, depending if I change it or anything. I haven't actually said. I'm just gonna put it on the good old. Also, guys, if you don't know, tomorrow at 8 PM, if I recall correctly. Just need to check my own story. Yeah, 8 PM. I will be doing the last stream of 2019. So it's gonna be a sad time. Also, if you're probably wondering, guys, I do feel better. Don't worry. Let me just. Right, let's get into it. Now, I think the reason why I am doing a stream on Gran Tour is because obviously the new season has begun. The Seaman. Also, they said they're not going to be doing it for much longer. If you have looked on the news, they have said that because they're in their 50s, they aren't going to be doing it's much longer. Well, that's what James said. Yeah. I don't know how long the stream's gonna be. Hopefully a good hour or so, because I'm actually well enough to stream. But yes, I'm feeling a lot better. If you're also wondering while it's going on, what I got for Christmas, I did get Need for Speed Heat. It is right there. In the inside as well, if you're wondering if I played it, the answer is yes. I love it. I've just not been playing it recently. It's been a while since we've been on this, so my driving is probably going to be horrible.
Hello everybody. Hello. Thank you so much, thank you. And coming up in this week's show, James stands next to a car, Richard pulls a face,
This is a good episode, this.
and some Toblerone falls over.
The stream's not that far behind, actually. It's only like a few seconds behind.
It is an action-packed show, but we start with Lancia. I've said many times that over the last 100 years, no one has made more truly exciting cars. There was the Integrale and the Stratos and the Fulvia and the 037. The list goes on, and yet all they make today is a steaming pile of ordure called the Ep7. Look at it. I would rather have a maggot-infested wound than drive one of those. Honestly, it makes me sad that they've been reduced to making that, and it turns out I'm not the only one. There's a man in Italy called Eugenio Amos who looked at the old Delta Integrale and found himself wondering, what would it be like if Lancia made it today? How would it feel? How would it go? And then he stopped wondering and decided to find out. This is what he came up with. The engine is a 16-valve 2-litre turbo, as it was before, but it has new rods, new pistons, a new turbocharger, and a lot of electronic tweaking. So now it develops 330 horsepower.
And in we go. I haven't played this game in like the longest time. That time, bro.
And I love it because someone cared enough to make it. And I love it most of all because it's giving me my youth back. It is quite scary through here. It is a bloody brilliant car, this.
Ah. Steamroll through.
That's 140 more than you got in the old car. And there's more good news. Most of the body panels and suspension components are now made from either aluminium or carbon fibre. And there are two advantages to that. Number one, they won't rust. And number two, they're light. And because of all this work, this car is pretty quick. There's a fair bit of period turbo lag, as you can hear. But when it gets on song, bloody hell!
Another hot lap. This time backwards. Alright.
Keep your foot in it, man. God, that looks tricky.
Sharp! Like a puppy. The speed! I don't need to worry now. I got all this I can beat it. Oh, the speed! The stream's actually kind of lagging a bit. While we're blazing it through the track, you're probably wondering what we're doing tomorrow on GTA. Now, last year, in 2018, the last stream, we did it with Aiden. Now, sadly, we can't do the stream with Aiden because he was on his dad's account. So he's at his dad's during the weekend. I was planning of making like a big, just like a week's worth of streaming on like old games or old worlds or old anything. Sadly, I couldn't get the timing or the wellness to do it because obviously I've been ill. This has been the only stream so far I've genuinely genuinely had the energy and had like the liveliness to do so. Tomorrow, I don't know how long the stream's going to be. It's obviously going to be. It will be around 8 PM ish because I have things to do before, around 4 PM. But 4 hours should be more than enough time to get it done. I was also thinking about today to release another World of Warship Legends, but I just didn't have the energy or the time or the anything to do so.
It does 0 to 60
but yeah.
4 seconds. And flat out, it'll be doing more than 160 miles an hour. The best thing, though, is that all the understeer you got in the original car has been replaced with an extraordinary amount of grip and neutrality. You have got to love the Italians, haven't you? I mean, Gio said a lot of the stuff in here wasn't working because if it was working, then it would be an Audi. There is, however, one problem. It costs £250,000. Integrally, here we go. Didn't bother filming it, but we haven't got the time. Well, no, look at it this way. It's actually the same speed as a BMW M2.
I think I can also claim quite reasonably that the old Mercedes A45 would go around the track faster than that.
Yeah, and be a hell of a lot cheaper.
Yes,
Just a fact.
but
What?
everything on a Mercedes would work. And who wants that? Be dull. It's what Eugenio was saying. You don't want Germans. You aren't in the Italian frame of mind, you
Oh,
two.
we're not.
No, you're not. That's the
Okay.
trouble. Has
Well,
anyone here got an Italian car?
No, they're not here, are they? They didn't make it. It's raining.
Did you? Yes, that is a good point, actually. It's also very windy, and before the tent blows away, we should get on.
We should.
Yeah.
We must move on.
Yeah, let's move it on. Now, earlier on, Jeremy was listing all the wonderful and remarkable cars that Lancia have made over the years. But let's not forget, Porsche has also made some rather remarkable cars.
Absolutely. There was the 911. There was another sort of 911. There was a slightly different 911 that was green.
Yes, I know. But this year marks the 50th anniversary of what I think must be the greatest Porsche of them all.
Is it a 911?
Oh, it's the
It's called the Porsche
yeah.
917.
It is a good car though.
If you have no interest in motorsport, you'll most likely recognise this machine, because it's quite possibly the most iconic racing car ever created. The first thing you need to know is that although the 917 looks like a big, wide car, actually, it isn't. I'm in. God, it's tiny.
Oh, I am not trusted to drive this, but oh well.
Holy mother! Porsche is the most successful car maker ever to race at Le Mans. They have 19 victories to their name. But this is the car that started it all. This is the car that gave them that all-important first win. Well, that's interesting. The following year at Le Mans, on the way to another crushing victory, it would go through the speed traps at over 241 miles an hour, a record that stood for more than 20 years. And in that same race, it was so fast it would cover a total of 3,350 miles, a distance record that would stand until 2010. Forward.
Whoa, that was a sharp turn.
Dab of brakes. This is just brilliant.
The racket is just astonishing. Imagine this for a 24-hour race. Even though it's a 50-year-old car, the 917 is fast by the standards of any decade. 0 to 60, 2.7 seconds. Top speed, 224 miles an hour.
Oh, we need to make it go quick. Just instant speed. Instant speed.
Concentrate, look for the bend. This is not possible as well.
Oof.
Built without compromise using the absolute bare minimum of materials. So, for example, this bodywork, which is very close to my head, it's fiberglass, 1.2 millimeters thick. That's it. Now, in front of me, I have a big rev counter, an oil temperature gauge, and an oil pressure gauge. That's all the information you get. If those are reading correctly, that means the engine isn't going to blow up, and that means you can pin it. Away.
Quite slow there.
Slow down, I'm full falling it. Oh god. Oh god. Let's get fizzing. That's one. That's two. That's three. I don't know how many gold is. I think it's like 4 or 5. It's more than 5. Oh well.
The 5-litre 12-cylinder engine produces 621 horsepower, which is modest by the standards of today's road-going hypercars.
But this thing weighs just 800 kilograms. As a result, the power to weight is off the scale. Bloody hell, this is special. What's more amazing than that, actually, is that this car exists at all, because its gestation was, let's say, it was quite difficult.
The story of its birth starts in 1968, when the governing body for sports car racing, alarmed that the top-end unregulated prototype cars were becoming too fast, too expensive and too dangerous, decreed that such machines should have engines no larger than 3 litres. However, the governing body also said that if you could build 25 road-going versions of your racing car, that engine limit would be raised to 5 litres. Although secretly they knew that no small sports car manufacturer could actually afford to do that. They didn't think there'd be any takers. The ragtag Porsche team just made the deadline, and the motorsport inspectors gave the road cars the sign-off, presumably not inspected them too closely, or they would have noticed that most of them had truck axles. Piech hoped for a big win at the 1969 Le Mans race, but it was a disaster. One of the privately entered cars crashed on lap 1, killing its driver. The others broke down as the race wore on, until just one remained, driven by this man, British driver Dickie Atwood.
Difficult would be putting it mildly. Life-threatening could be another one. It was a monster. It was made for speed, like a bullet to go through the air, but there wasn't enough pressure on the bodywork to keep it on the ground.
And now, since the legend is celebrating its 50th birthday, I think it deserves a fun day out. So I thought, why don't we put Mr. Dickie Atwood back in it to stretch its legs a bit and spice things up? And whilst he's there, let's see how the old legend, I mean the car, stacks up against a modern Porsche. Specifically this Porsche, the 911 GT2 RS, the biggest gun in Porsche's current arsenal. Now, attentive viewers will have noticed that I'm not actually driving, and that's because I've decided to do this properly. We're going to have old Porsche Le Mans winning racing driver versus young Porsche Le Mans winning racing driver, because this is Neil Yarni, and he won for Porsche in 2016 in the 919. To be honest, he's also probably a bit better at this than I am.
Let's go. The overtake. That was a sharp turn.
Concentrate, look again, this is not a complicated one.
Oh wow. He's not that far away. I thought it was far further away. Yeah, he's there.
piece of cake.
Oh god, it's off road.
So you see, James, some old men can drive fast. Just saying.
Anyway, let's move it on, shall we?
Yep, let's move it on. As you would probably imagine, we have to travel a lot to make this show. I mean, just in making this series alone, we have been to Colombia, Detroit, Las Vegas, Scotland, Tbilisi, Baku, Istanbul, Helsinki, and Chongqing, Mongolia, Hong Kong, Florida, Spain, France, Italy, Switzerland. That's just to make 13 programs.
Yeah, and we're not making that up. We genuinely have been that far.
Yes.
And that means we have to go through a lot of airports. And almost all of them, drivers are mad for a number of small reasons and one big one.
Yeah, you.
What?
Well, you. We have to travel with you everywhere, and you never stop ranting about it.
Well, I do a little bit of that, yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
The first 20 minutes of the film we're about to see are just rants before we even get to the point.
Yeah, that is true, but it's worth it, as you shall see. This is London Stansted Airport, which is located nowhere near London. I came here on a train, 2,000 people on it, no security at all. Going on an aeroplane, ooh, well, we'll do this.
Wait, what? Oh god, I wasn't paying attention what we have to do. Wait, what do we? Okay, we flip you around. We do that. Wait, we do. Yeah, we do that. We. That. We messed up somewhere. Oh wait. That. What's that? Oh, can I just skip this? How? That there. Yeah, yes. Can I just... Okay, this is... Oh, we need to do... Wait now. Oh god, I didn't know you had to do this. That's right. There. That's right. We're getting there. There. That's right. Oh, we need to do this top corner. That's right, isn't it? Where is it wrong? It's wrong somewhere. We got that, yeah. You alright? Oh! Oh, there! Jeez, that took 3 minutes.
And then, of course, is your bag going to be selected for a special search?
Oh, this is...
It is. Yes, there you go. You've been through an X-ray machine. If you go to a hospital and you X-ray somebody's leg, okay, you say, right, it's not broken, I can see that.
I love this.
To make sure. No, it's been X-rayed. Why are they looking at it again? Oh, here we go. Yep, salt, self-raising flour, normal flour, baking powder, talcum powder. That's from an athlete's foot. I put them in clear bags every single airport you go through anywhere in the world. Why are they so interested in my condiments and medical necessities?
I don't know, mate.
Maybe because it looked like something.
Straight into a shop, which wouldn't be so bad if it sold something you actually wanted, like bog roll or cat food. But no, all they sell is perfume.
That it's such a fair point. It is a fair point, though. Like
to smell like Victoria Beckham. Then you've got the adverts. Look at that half-wit.
oh, come on.
Look at it. Every advert in every airport makes no sense.
I can see now why James May volunteered not to be in this film.
And finally, you get to the gate, which is so far from civilization, they're still using a dot matrix printer.
We have explained to him that the walk has to be this long because aeroplanes are wide because they've got wings, but he can't seem to understand the concept.
Look, you will admit that that was a long walk, yes? I don't care what the reason is, it's a long walk.
It is what it's doing.
Which is why we decided to address the problem.
Shut it up.
So, here we are.
Oh, do you have to do it? I love this part.
With what looks like normal hand luggage. Okay, what I have here, as you can see, is a perfectly ordinary wheeled suitcase. If I fold the handle away, it will fit in an overhead locker. However, if I lay it down like so, you can see it's starting to look like a car.
Not really, mate.
No, it is. It will look even more like a car when I have completed the build. And then, you heard that? A solid click like an M16 rifle bolt. This is my accelerator, my brake, and then I simply, sitting on it, been quite careful to keep that away from my plums, and I am ready to go. So where's yours?
Here.
Where?
Laptop.
Yeah?
Put it on the floor.
Wheeled laptop.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but, oh, I see you standing on it.
And I'm off.
So where's your luggage?
In my pocket. I got pants, toothbrush, everything I need. I'm good to go.
I mean, that does look a bit dangerous.
It is. That's why I'm wearing all these pads.
Right, are we ready then to revolutionise air travel?
Yeah, the worst bit about every working day is about to get better.
Let's do this.
Another advantage of this, I am tall. I reckon I'm 5'11" on this.
Yeah, there's been a bit of a role reversal.
It's good.
I'm going to be honest with you. In a matter of moments, we arrived at the check-in.
Ah, check-in. Oh, this is weird. Let's go.
Hello, this is the future.
No! You do know I'm streaming, Mum?
Oh, are you?
Yes.
Hello! I've got my knickers on.
Sorry about that. Ow. No!
He's on it.
I have it here. It's here.
He's not normally that tall.
Shut up.
Into security.
Plane?
Run tall.
Sorry. Sorry. Sorry.
My other...
Yep, that happened.
I'm looking for grease
Well, you
too.
never had a steering wheel go through customs before, have you? Right, onwards.
Have you got an Xbox anymore, babe?
What?
You got an Xbox anymore?
Yeah. It's legit like right behind you. Because if I was in bed, what would I watch?
This one.
I actually have 9 wheels on my suitcase, not counting this one. Oh, that was a bad mistake. Ah. Yeah, sorry. Soon we were motoring through the duty-free shops.
Oh, shit, no.
I've seen it. They're all fucking grease too.
I meant that.
Jack's going down with the Mama said, come on, you lazy mama, get your butt out of bed.
You done with them?
Yep. She's rising up. Bollocking me for singing.
They weren't paying attention.
You know what I mean? Because I'm singing a song that's probably copyright.
If you sing it, it's no copyright if you actually play it. And plus, it really happens after you've uploaded it. Unless it's like genuine, like.
You've got the mail. You've got the mail.
We got mail, Mum.
Mail. Come on, Billy. Get you out of bed.
That will do. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see. Did gate 88 hammered?
What? Mate, it's this one.
Where's the plane? And on that terrible disappointment, back to the tent.
Right, we know how his works.
I fell out of a tunnel.
Yeah, and I'm not interested in that. I want to know how yours works. Is it?
It was exactly the same. It was cordless drill motor and some laptop batteries.
Right, and you're claiming that has a top speed of 28 miles an
I
hour.
was doing 28 when I fell out of the tunnel.
Really?
Yes,
Yeah.
28.
I didn't believe him either, so when the airport quieted down a bit, we organised a race.
Right, here's Abby in my superb suitcase.
I want Nativity too, boo.
Before it went really bad.
In that dude with my donkey.
Yeah.
Are X Factor. Oh, I have to play that one.
Play what?
My dreams may come. See? The horse is potential king. Oh, it's one for mine. Damn, good film. Choose a pen. Turn off this one. Nice call. Turbo. Nativity 1. Do you want Nativity 1 out?
No, because I watch YouTube.
Is that on YouTube?
No, I just watch YouTube.
Who here, hands up, who here would like to have one of those for going through an airport?
Yes, it
There you go, we're on to something.
So those things you've
Santa
created
Claus
are a
the
complete
movie.
menace to the people using them and everybody else in the airport. Fair?
Yes, that is fair. Actually, now I've come to think of it. And so, on that terrible disappointment, it's time to end. Now, next week is a Grand Tour special. We're attempting to cross the vast wilderness that is Mongolia using a car that we built, well, they built ourselves. See you then. Take care. Good night.
Jumping Jack Flash. It's a gas.
How you doing?
Deck the halls with thousand flames. Trading Places. Another good film. Hangover. What I'm looking for is Grease 2.
Hello and welcome to a Grand Tour special, which comes to you from the emptiest, most sparsely populated country on Earth,
Please.
Mongolia.
Oh, look at my knees. Back. Get back. Come on, Grease. Silver Lining.
Ordinarily, when we go on these adventures,
Hi, robots.
we have a vague idea about the sort of things that we might be doing, but this time we don't.
No, not a clue.
An hour or so later, though.
That's a chopper.
There, look.
Yep.
The kitchen in the summer sun.
Why isn't he landing?
Oh, what's he doing?
Thank you, Bobo.
Look at that.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
How you doing? Come on.
There's got to be supplies, firewood,
Food.
shelter,
Hats.
hats.
Well, you need a hat. It's sunny.
Keeps the sun fly out hats to us. So that's him gone then.
He's not landing.
No.
Does that mean we're not going home then?
Well, Jake, the helicopter has buggered off. So this is the webbing that...
So that comes off.
Oh, hello. There's a crowbar there, so that's good. Right, lifting it here. Oh.
That's it.
Clear.
Oh,
Well,
water.
what's in? Oh, is that an engine? That's an engine. A TDI of some sort. Vehicle lights. That is a rear axle.
It is. That's a master cylinder.
Guys, I don't need to look in the other one. With an engine, with headlights, with a rear axle.
There's enough spare parts to build a car. Oh,
Yeah.
come on. Here?
As the other two opened the third crate, I found a mysterious bag.
Okay, well, straight away, that's a windscreen, which confirms it.
Yep. What the hell
Guys,
is it? A Land Rover?
What's that?
I have a letter. The nearest civilization is a town called Moron.
Is it?
It's hundreds of miles away. In order to reach it, you must build the contents of these boxes. You have enough food and water for 7 days.
What's that?
That's the town,
Moron.
and that's the start.
We're here. Well, we've got to go northeast, haven't we?
How far is that?
Well, we don't know. It says hundreds of miles.
Yes, but,
Oh, yeah, but
first,
What?
all we need to do is assemble this lot into a car.
Oh, do we have to build? Oh, of course. I hate the right. This should be fairly easy. This one. That up like that. That like that. You move around like that. That. There! Nailed it. That was either 28 seconds.
And since our lives depended on not crashing, Jeremy and I secretly agreed that Hammond should never be allowed to drive it.
Right. This is it.
Here we go.
Yes! Oh my God, it works!
Good, okay, right.
Oh, James, important thing. In Mongolia, when you start on a journey, you have to turn right.
Is that true?
Yes, that is true.
that a thing?
Yeah, it is genuinely
What, every
a thing.
time?
Every
Wherever
time. If
you
you
go?
begin a journey, you go right.
Right, here we go.
This is it.
And oh yeah, the thing is gonna be mixed up. Cause it gets mixed up during... Right. Okay, this is weird. Take my time. Nah.
James, something you can't even left.
That's really weird.
The wheels are too... Hey?
Just turn it. Okay, go left. And now set off.
The steering's back to front, Hammond. How have we done that?
What do you mean it's back to front?
Well, I'm turning left.
Well, you're not. You're just going straight. Just go, turn it the other way then. Turn
Right,
the
if
other
I turn it
way.
the other way, that's straight, and now I'm turning right, and it's going left. So I need to keep...
And what have you two been doing for the last 2 days?
Put the hydraulic pipes on the wrong way round for the steering.
Oh god, okay. Another one of these. Right, that should be like that. That like that. That like that. That like that. That. Wait, let me get into it. Alright. That. There we go. I got silver.
Having fixed this minor issue, we set off.
Again.
It works if we're going along!
Our car is great.
The ride is good.
It's not bad, is it?
Genuinely brilliant.
Can we have a mild brake test?
Yeah, okay, here we go.
Whoa!
Like
Come
it?
on.
They're pretty good, actually.
No, well, whoever bled those, well done. Good job.
That was you, wasn't it?
No. But the doors, I can claim, and the number plates. We had no idea how far it was to Moron and no real idea of how to get there. But Mr. Wilnan's stupid map said we should head first of all to the sandy pit.
Alright.
Right, you see between those two,
Yeah.
that valley, stick to the valley floor.
Go.
Let's go. Yeah, sweet air, bro. Going 70 miles an hour. The speed. We're getting some like serious air right now. Whoa.
Wait a minute. Wow. Oh my God. Whoa, look at that.
That's the sandy bit.
That's massive.
In fact, it was just a small, detached bit of the Gobi Desert. But even so, it would be the first real test for our hastily built, homemade car.
Yeah.
Do you know how many paved roads there are in the whole country? 2.
Whoa. It is cool looking. Yo, we're gonna go through water. Can we even make it up that? We'll find out. No.
Just get the compass. This is where we are going to need it. So I put the N on the end, don't I?
And you're looking for northeast. It's sort of that way.
Yeah. The car had a low-range gearbox, but as its engine was a bit gutless, Hammond and I got out to reduce weight. They say this is the dark heart of Asia. Perhaps that's why no one comes. But I mean, look. The other thing is, Genghis Khan created in just 20 years the biggest empire the world has ever seen. Why? It's not like he was cramped here. I don't really want to go to a town. Oh. Said the camera. We really are good at wildlife photography, are we? Oh, as we admired the view, the world's best off-road driver was beginning his ascent.
Bollocks.
Try it up that way. James, back it up.
Ah! Whoa, not again.
With Hammond's help, James finally got up the dune.
Yes, come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Keep going, keep moving. Mind that dip. Oh, yes.
But from then on, the going got tougher and tougher.
There's
Oh, come on.
That's
Yeah,
what I meant.
okay,
That's
right.
what I meant.
Right, dig it.
Yes! Try it up that way.
Oh, sweet air. Some more air. Whoa. Jeez.
I'm the only one who's driven gone uphill, I'm telling you, that's too steep.
As Jeremy continued to amaze us with his interesting facts about Mongolia,
I do know that one of Genghis Khan's cavalrymen could shoot an arrow through a marmot's head from 250 feet away while galloping.
it started to go dark. But because we'd covered so few miles, we had to plough on.
Are we gonna have to drive in the dark?
Let's
Sing a song. No. I knew that was coming up.
Desperate to cover more ground, we didn't pitch the tents till 1 a.m.
Boss, they don't make us like pitch a
And
tent.
then, after another cold night of frost-hardened misery, we wondered how we could make our car more comfortable.
Oh, give me a break. These are just getting annoying now. That there, like. That.
I tell you what, I thought of in the night.
Yes?
We should give our vehicle a name. John.
John's a good, solid name. I like it. It's honest, it's unpretentious.
Dependable people are called John.
Yes.
John Lewis.
That is a dependable shot.
Isn't it?
Yeah, exactly, because it's called John.
With the comfort mods complete and John duly christened, we set off in search of our next waypoint. The watery part. However, Hammond was not happy.
Why are you driving?
You drove yesterday.
I didn't.
You did drive yesterday.
Didn't.
You can't remember anything, can you?
Your memory, Hammond, is just getting appalling.
I didn't drive. I still haven't driven it.
To keep Hammond's tiny mind from thinking about driving, we put him in charge of navigation. And weirdly, he was rather good at it.
So we've got these two mountain ranges, and we go left, and the watery bit will be over there.
More driving.
One in every 200 people alive today can trace their ancestry back to Genghis Khan.
This world's beautiful. We're going 90 miles an hour. I missed it.
Thanks to John's incredible achievement, we could now see what was what. Nice one, Hammond. No lakes.
Well, we can now rule it out. We know it's not there. It must be somewhere else.
Yeah, it is.
Exactly.
No, I mean, it is.
Exactly. It's there. And so now we know where we are in relation to it.
With the Twin Lakes found, we could plot the next leg of our journey. Some trees are northeast, look, and there's a bumpy meadow beyond. It's definitely northeast. After a pleasant drive round the lakes and past some trees, we eventually arrived at the bumpy meadow, which didn't sound too bad. However...
Power!
You know another TV shows where you've got like explorers and stuff? Yeah, they don't moan, do they? But whoa, concrete.
Oh, that's awful something. Just dislocated my pelvis, is that?
One of the things I'm worried about is hemorrhoids that we see.
Oh, that was huge.
Ow.
Oh,
Bloody hell. Oh, God.
oh.
This is 500 miles. Let's say we've done 100, even if we've done 100,
Yeah.
which is probably about right.
Don't think about it.
400 more miles of not sleeping, not drinking, and driving over that sort of stuff. God, bloody hell. I wouldn't even call that a meadow. It's not a meadow. I reckon it was invented by Genghis Khan, people he hated.
Jeremy, you've been driving for 12 hours straight.
Yeah,
You've done really well and you must be exhausted.
there we go.
Well, no, I'll tell you what, why don't I...
Yes, yeah, go on.
Really?
Yes, I can't sit
Really?
listening to this twittering on anymore. Quickly.
Really? Oh, gladly. Brilliant, thank you.
Really?
Well, he just won't shut up. Can I drive? Can I
Well, no,
drive?
it's fair enough.
Can I
I've-
drive?
I've
Can I
tried.
drive?
No,
I want to drive. I
thank you
built
very
it. I
much.
want to drive. First is over towards James.
Go.
Oh, yeah.
No, stop.
What?
I was just thinking, hang on. This is literally the most perfect spot.
He's right.
Why don't we
actually.
pitch camp here?
That is a top camping site. Look at the view.
I
and
mean,
it's
look at the
sheltered.
view there.
No, seriously, that is even you've got to admit that's a perfect
Yeah,
campsite.
shut it down, Hammond. We'll pitch camp here. With that done, we resumed our journey. And since the very big crack was one of the features on our Winnie the Pooh map, we knew that next up was the wooden house. Doesn't say what the house is.
Could it be a pub?
Well,
Well, it could be.
exactly right. Or just an off-licence.
If it is a pub, on that map it's about 100 miles high, so we won't miss it.
Oh no, this pub is bigger than the Gobi Desert. At this point, our conversation was interrupted by something hilarious.
Oh, my God.
Oh,
Oh, dear.
Can we just see that on that camera? I don't know if we can turn it round a bit. That's our camera tracking car. It's stuck. John isn't.
Stuck?
John
No.
is not stuck. As we needed the camera crew to make this miserable trip worthwhile, we had to rescue them. You're feeling a bit smug.
I am actually full of smug.
Yeah. Okay,
Right,
here we
they're
go.
ready to go. Go.
And we're free!
John has done it.
John has succeeded!
How did I manage to do it 10 seconds
has
dead?
pulled the mass-produced Toyota Land Cruiser out of the mire. Here's the message we're giving you all. Bye, Mongolian.
By a John.
I've got a incredible aches and pains across my shoulders.
Oh. There is no bit of me that doesn't ache. There's no bit of me that's warm,
Your finger,
comfortable, dry,
your
and
ear.
I defecated for the sixth day on the trot in a field like an animal. Oh, I'm back!
I think we got some air there.
Oh. Oh, God. That was not good. Still, at least things soon got worse. Oh, brilliant. I'm just getting a golden shower now.
Oh, jeez, that's the worst it's been.
If there's a cliff at the top of this, I'm going over. I'm just going to end it now. I want a glass of wine. We were aiming for the next target on our map, which was lots of trees. And soon, we found them. Oh, look at that! Wow! Wow-wee! Holy Mother of God! What an amazing place we're in. Next, we were looking for the big river. And to get a better view, we made once more for high ground. Come on, John. Yes, you can do it. I find that quite funny.
I think it's when it happens.
What a machine you are, John!
At the top, there was no river in sight, just more Mongolia. So we broke out the map.
Right, we've got a decision to make. I reckon we're here, okay? Because we've done lots of trees. We're about just at the end of that bit. We've got to cross this river, whatever happens. We could go either this way, up north, probably is a bit further, or we could go south.
That is a lot further than that.
Yes, but it ends in the deep river of despair with crashing water over rocks. It's illustrated on the map. That is not
Point of drawing it.
And if we can't cross there, we'll have to come all the way back up and round anyway. If we go this way, we'll find a track. There'll be a way along the side, the flanks of that lot.
That valley there.
Yes, round.
That's a long way round.
I know,
It's
but
further, but it doesn't have that in it.
We are agreed then, gentlemen.
Yes.
We are heading north.
Yes.
we're not interested in pretty. We're not
We're
interested in despair.
we're interested in wine.
Wine. And the easiest route is that way.
North.
There you go.
Saddle up.
Our decision had added yet more miles to the journey, but there was an upside to that. We would get to see more of this achingly beautiful country.
Oh god, I wasn't paying attention. Oh, there. That was a bad one.
Mongolia just changed again. What was I not expecting to see?
Camels.
Yeah. What am I seeing?
Oh, pine smell. Oh.
It's going to be weird going home when you can't just set off in the direction you want to go. I want to go over there. Can't just go over there. It's going to be really strange.
Oh God! I didn't notice that draw. Jeez, look at that view. Well, that was a working go around, but it's not. We're good. Oh, really?
Tell you what I'll be able to do here. What? Go off with my bow and arrow and catch them. What do you mean? Look at that down there now.
No, look at the size of that eagle on that rock. Holy crap!
Oh, God, yes.
It's massive.
Oh, a smooth run to the river. Hop across it. Quick evening drive into Moron.
Yeah, we can still get there tonight now.
But then, when we arrived at the river, our hearts sank into our empty stomachs. Look at what's on the other side. I mean, look.
Yeah,
Observe to your left, gentlemen.
that is a huge problem. I mean, we can't get out.
We're not even get up there, to be honest.
Well, what do we do? I mean, we have to cross it.
The thing is, it'll take us hours
Yeah.
to find somewhere to cross. Hours.
And then it'll be dark.
Yes.
So,
We're going to have. Yes, we're going to have to camp here.
but we've got no food.
That wasn't quite true. We had some flour and a packet of creamer, which we mixed with some ice-sharp river water and fresh herbs to create a soup that was surprisingly disgusting. And the next morning, we began our search for a crossing point.
But hang on, is that a gap coming up there?
Even if we could do 30 yards, look behind it. Look, we're going to turn around and try the other way.
Of course, when I go the other way, it's the other way. Whoa!
Eventually,
I could have flipped.
Several more miles of searching.
Like,
Wait a minute. That looks extremely good.
And the river's shallow there. You see?
Yeah,
Yep. That looks like a bit of a gift.
nearly done it.
John could swim. I'm staggered.
Wait, John!
I am staggered. We're on the way to Gin Town.
Top
We're
5.
also low on fuel, but we had to plough on with the punishment. Until 2 hours later, when we came across the most wonderful thing we'd ever seen. This was the first reminder in 7 days that we were in the 21st century.
Oh my God! Yes! Wow! I've never been so happy.
But we still had to make a critical decision.
On one end of this.
Is more on.
Yes.
The question is, do we go left or do we go right? Right.
Oh, why right?
Because I'm very lucky. And it's lucky to go right in Mongolia.
What if that just goes all the way to nothing?
Well,
Well,
it
if we
won't
go
go
to
to
nothing, it'll
nowhere.
go to a power station.
It'll go to Russia. It'll go to a power station in Russia is where it'll go. One end's got a power station in Russia on the end of it.
The other has
the other end.
gin and tonic.
Because it's got a gin and tonic.
Right, we've decided, let's just stick with it and have faith in our decision.
Yeah, just to be crystal clear though, if this is wrong,
I
will be the one that says, I told you it was left.
Away! John has done it.
This is a piece of cake.
We are bouncing all over the shop.
We needn't have worried though, because just a few miles later, we discovered that in Mongolia, it really is lucky to turn right. What a heavenly sight. How far away do you reckon it is?
10k.
Well, come on then. Let's get this thing finished.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
It hasn't been easy, has it?
It really hasn't.
It really hasn't. I mean, I'm just staggered that we haven't killed ourselves, or each other, actually. Because while Mongolia has just been a constant source of wonderment, the actual business of getting across it has been, by far and away, the most difficult, grueling, arduous journey we've ever done.
I would say we've got hundreds of components.
I haven't sent any beer, or gin, or wine, or alcohol of any sort.
Let it in!
Oh, mate! I've lost my shoes!
I can save this.
And he's rolled it. fact is, though, we couldn't have done any of that without John.
No, it's been incredible.
Something else, you know, even though we built it in the middle of a field in the dust, it has been unutterably reliable. The only thing we've had to do to this car is change the fuse.
Yeah.
It took about 30 seconds. But the moral of that is, if you're going on an expedition and you're absolutely dependent on your car for your life, get a John.
Yeah. Look. I can't, I'm so excited. I'm thirsty.
Oh my God. I've never wanted to arrive anywhere more than just there.
Here we go, as we go past the sign, we're officially
We
there.
are arriving and we are here.
We're in Moron!
Hello, moron, we love you.
Hello, Moron! We have travelled far!
What a journey.
The smoothness!
Oh, this is beautiful. I like this tarmac, Lark.
Right, we have now completed Mr. Willman's mission.
Yes.
We must get on with completing ours.
Yes, where's the pub?
Exactly.
Right, and just another thing, as we've done Mr. Willman's mission, this bit's for us. James, can I drive this bit?
No chance.
Oh, come on.
No, seriously, Helen, it's not worth the risk at this late stage of you putting it on its side.
What risk?
It might be a bed. It might say finish.
It won't be a bed. You've had all the fun, you've done the exciting bits, the dunes and the mountains and the gullies and the deserts
Yeah,
and the
I'm
forests.
down the town.
James,
What?
seriously, just to shut him up, why don't you just let him have a go?
What, really?
Just let him drive. Pull up
Seriously?
here. Yes, honestly, just
All right.
please pull up
Please.
here.
It's your fault.
Oh, yes.
Unbelievable.
Right, now you see some driving.
There we go. We're pub!
What? What? I've only done 2 feet.
It's shut.
What?
It's shut.
Do you know it is as well?
It is shut.
And on that terrible disappointment, it's time to end. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.
Alright, second one completed. We've got the final one to do, and now, you're also probably wondering if they're gonna bring out season 4 on this game. I don't know. They very well could. So yeah. Na.
Coming up in this never-to-be-forgotten show, Richard operates a bat. James sits in a car humming. And I park outside a cathedral. Now this is a bit of a Ford-based show because we were staggered to hear the other day that they're thinking of pulling the plug on the Mondeo.
Now, this is enormous news. In Britain, losing the Mondeo is a bit like, well, losing the royal family.
Yeah, and if that happened, someone would make a documentary about it.
Quite, which is why we decided this week the Grand Tour should make a documentary about the passing of Ford's medium-sized family saloon. It's exciting stuff. The Mondeo story actually begins way back when the world was black and white. With this, the Ford Cortina. This is Genesis, the first chapter in easily the most important book in British motoring history. It came along in 1962, and apart from the CND rear lights, it was nothing special. It wasn't revolutionary like the Mini, it was just an ordinary family saloon. Ford therefore decided that to put it on a map, they'd mount an assault on the world's racetracks, which meant creating a high-performance version, the world's first ever fast Ford. And this is what they came up with. Life doesn't get much better than this. Cadwell Park, sunny day, Mark 1 Lotus Cortina. This thing is a riot.
Go.
Ugh, that was a wide turn.
Look at that for a tidy line.
That was a bad turn.
Oh God, that looks tricky.
It had a revolutionary twin-cam 1.6-litre engine, which sounds like a murder of mad bees. It revved like hell, all the way to 8,000 RPM, and produced 105 horsepower. Oh, wow! The result was some spectacular performance. The road cars would do 108 miles an hour, and in race trim, that shot up to 145. That was the stuff of spaceships back then. And best of all, if you were really on it, it would lift the front wheel in the corners. On the downside, it didn't stop properly, and there was very little grip. So it was an oversteer mentalist.
We're gonna have to drift it, aren't we? We're gonna have to drift it. Yeah, called it.
Neat move.
Ready for a good turn? Ready? Ready? Go.
Very, very quickly here.
Go, 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 go. Ow. Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. I was supposed to drift this whole corner.
Here we go, speed up again now. I'm astonished. I'll probably hold it just. Oh, dearie me.
It was also astonishingly brilliant. Autocar magazine ran one for a year, 29,000 miles, and in that time it needed 6 rear axles and 3 sets of rear suspension, and probably a whole load of new half shaft as well, because they were made from chocolate. But it didn't matter,
No.
because the latest Cortina wasn't designed to last a lifetime. It was designed to last about 40 minutes, because that is how long a race lasted. Back in the early 60s, saloon car racing in Britain was just about the most exciting motorsport the world had ever seen.
Or are we gonna have to do a race? Oh, hell yeah.
Keep going, keep going.
We're having a race, boys. This is awesome.
Yes, joy.
Oi. We're going 3 wide. Of course, Maze. Hammond's in the lead, unacceptable. Get it, Hammond. Overtake Hammond. Oh, the speed. That's a wide, very wide turn. That's the drift I was supposed to do. Failed that.
Get on with it. Drive fast. Now that's fun.
I'm getting overtake. This is not fat. Clear first place.
Oh God. I'm in love. Oh no. Now we go on to the really fast bit. No!
The massive American Fords would roar down the straights, and then in the corners, the army of minis would be right back at them. It was beautiful, snarly chaos. But when the dust settled, it was the Lotus Cortina that was doing the winning. It actually won the championship in 1964, and it didn't only shine on the tracks. In 1966, it won the RAC Rally of Britain.
Oh, we're gonna have to go rallying. Oh, hell yeah. Shaw. Oh, thought that was a Clarkson. Shut up. I'm gonna look at that like on the. I don't even care. I got bronze. I don't even care.
At this point in history, rationing had only just given way to the Rolling Stone, and the glamorous Cortina caught the mood of the moment perfectly. It was exciting, the first car ever that made the ordinary family man feel special, like he wasn't just a downtrodden cog. These were the best-selling cars Britain had ever seen, by miles. You joined me in Doncaster, outside my old school. And I remember very clearly coming out of that door one afternoon in 1969, skipping along here, coming round this gatepost here, and I noticed that parked over there was a 1600E, an E in amber gold, just like that. And in it was my dad. And that was impossible. I can still remember now, vividly, how I felt. My knees actually buckled. The hairs on the back of my neck are rising now in exactly the same way as they did on that autumn day 50 years ago. I can also remember the enormity of the hug I gave my dad, because I was just so proud of him. I mean, he had an E. An E stood for executive. My dad had a 1600E. And that meant he was better than the Duke of Edinburgh. A few years later, in South Wales, another young boy called James May went through the exact same thing.
I was at my mate Andrew Jones's house, just up the road from ours, when his dad came in and said that my dad had just arrived home and he had a new car. So, I went outside, and there, parked next to the curb, was a brand new Cortina GXL. And I thought, well, that can't be my dad's new car. But it was.
This was the all-new Mark III Cortina. And because it was the GXL model, it had chrome strips on the grille, and a vinyl roof, and 4 auxiliary dials that were angled towards the driver.
It also had something called a rev counter, and I'd never seen one of those before. But when I looked at it, I
suddenly
became
aware that my
body
body
could
can produce semen. I'll always remember that quote.
Unfortunately, not all children in Britain were as fortunate as James and me, because some of them were born in Birmingham. And you couldn't really have a fort here because this was the home of British Leyland.
I grew up here, on this street, and I remember the day my dad came home with our new car. I prayed it would be a Cortina. Literally prayed. But it wasn't.
Oh, God.
What it was a shoulder-sagging bag of disappointment called the Austin Allegro Estate. It doesn't even have 4 doors. What was my father thinking? Why did he do that to us? I fell to my childish knees, threw my head back, and I howled at the sky.
Because my dad had the GXL, he got the brake servo and the alternator as standard. I'm sorry to keep banging on about this GXL thing, but my mate Lonnie, his dad only had an XL, so he was scum. Away! Get faster.
Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Bam wham wham wham. Whoa, that's a wall. Who is watching? I know someone's watching. Oh, I thought I could do that, but I couldn't.
Driven one of these before, and to be honest, I never wanted to, because that really would be meeting a childhood hero. I love it though.
Thanks, even better now, can't you? What about this one? I'd say.
Outside of Birmingham then, everyone, young and old, was in love with Ford's four-door saloon. Because of this love affair, Ford sold a Cortina somewhere in Britain every 47 seconds. In 20 years, they sold 2.6 million of them. And let me put it this way, British Leyland took twice as long as that to sell half as many Minis. The Cortina then had become a part of the fabric of Britain. It was the nitrogen of our existence. But on the 22nd of July, 1982, Ford pulled the plug. And that was the end of that.
Sad story. Well, it's a great story. It goes on.
You feel better? Ford didn't give up on the idea of a multi-million selling medium-sized family saloon. They came up with a replacement. It was called the Sierra. Here is a picture of it. And to begin with, it was a bit of a lemon.
It was. When it came out, everybody said they hated its kind of futuristic aerodynamic shape. They said it looked horrible. And then everybody worked out the aerodynamics didn't even work.
Another problem was the motor trade hated it because that plastic front end, if you had a crash, it would boing back into shape, which was all brilliant, but you didn't know that everything behind it was actually smashed to pieces.
Now, Ford decided there was only one way to get everybody to fall in love with its new mid-sized family saloon, something they'd done before. Make a fast version.
What they came up with was this. The Sierra RS Cosworth. A car that could do 150 miles an hour.
I do like this. I do like the Sierra Cosworth. I really do. It's like one of my favourite cars. Oh, he's drifting. I wasn't paying attention now. Okay. I didn't want to drift. I just want to go full speed. Oh, well.
It was 1986. Lots of cars could do 150, but not a Ford. That was madness. BMW and Mercedes could not believe it. This was the gardener coming into the parlour and kicking the Baron's teeth out. To keep the road-going rocket ship pointing mostly in the right direction, it got beefed-up suspension, a limited-slip diff, and its most famous feature, that massive back wing. And that wing says everything about the Cosworth. Compared with grown-up things from Mercedes and BMW, it says, ah, sod off. I don't care what you think about me.
I bet this is gonna be a fast. This is gonna be a fast lap. Yeah. You're gonna see 1 minute. Put this ready. While I am happily drifting, guys, what I'm going to do is after this video ends, I am going to make a playlist of every single Grand Tour episode, because obviously there's been 7. Also, if you guys you might not know, but I have been thinking, actually no, I won't really say this stream, I won't explain most of it, but I am thinking of making a brand new series, but ending, well, starting 2, new series, but ending 2. I'm not going to go into it. 2 people already know what it is, because I've told them about it. And it's going to be a sad time, actually. But we don't know yet. It will be happening, yeah, it won't be happening until a while. But, yeah. Yeah, tomorrow, guys, on GTA 5, the GTA stream will be around 8 PM. Again, for about probably as long as this stream, to be honest, around 2 or 3 hours. There'll be Q&As. It will be anything, any questions you wanted to ask me, you can let me know, and I will probably be explaining the goal of 2020 and the ups and downs of it and whatnot. So yeah. Did I got the exact same time as I did before. No way. I was just looking back on the thingy. I can't believe I did that. Oh god, that's so weird. I got the exact same tyre. This was going to be longer, but I got a gold to the minor. Yeah, this one's much longer.
This is like a really bad mate. You know, the one you absolutely love, but nobody appreciates you hanging around with them.
Oh, I know those people as well.
Cosworth turned the Sierra into one of the most desirable cars on the planet. And because it only cost 17 grand, 6 grand less than a BMW M3, your local builder could have one. However, while everyone wanted Ford's latest working class hero, not everyone was prepared to pay for it. Things got so bad by the early 90s that the Sierra Cosworth was 5.5 times more likely to be stolen than any other car. There were numerous reports at the time of Cosworth owners receiving insurance quotes that were more than the value of the car, and eventually ensuring a Sierra Cosworth became not just expensive, but impossible. They were uninsurable. But by then, it didn't matter. The Sierra Cosworth had done its job, just as the Lotus Cortina had done 25 years earlier, by making an ordinary family saloon seem impossibly cool.
Absolute legend. Really watching. We must now find out how fast let's see if I can still pronounce it properly, the Culzer.
Yeah, I still got it. That's it, yeah.
The Culzer. You know what I mean, the Culzer. Let's see how fast it goes around the Ebola zone.
Oh, okay, we're doing a fast lap of it now. My hands are wet through! Let's go, Abby!
Away it goes. Just off the line, but then a scuff of wheel spin as the turbo roars into life. Anyway, let's see now how quickly he got it round the Ebola drone, shall we? Let's find out the time. Oh, quicker than I thought. What?
It was faster than a Lamborghini.
I told you that thing was slow. It's actually slower than a Ford Sierra. But the interesting thing for me there is it's quicker than a Ford Fiesta ST 200, and they both have the same power, don't they? About 200 horsepower.
They did, yeah. I think what that goes to show is, despite all the improvements in suspension and tyres, you can't beat fitting something with a sodding great turbo.
Exactly.
Massive turbo does the job.
Anyway, can I get back to our documentary?
Yes.
Because in 1993, Ford stopped making the Sierra and decided instead to export the idea that had revolutionized Britain to the whole world.
What they came up with was something they called a world car. Something not just for everyone here, but for everyone everywhere.
They called it the Mondeo, and it achieved something that no car in history has ever managed. Over the years, Richard, James and I have driven almost every car ever made. We've waxed lyrical about many of them, drooling over their styling or their handling. But incredibly, there is only one car that we all like. This one, the Mondeo ST Estate.
Go. You know what I like? It's the first version, but it was still comfortable. These seats were great. It still rides well. There's no terrible rack. It's just civilized. I like speed. Oh, there's speed.
Oh, for God's sake. I like the way it was a proper practical estate. It had a massive boot, and Ford had the sense to give it 5 doors.
That's all good.
This is not wanting to drive. Like at all. Flick it for the turn. Lovely. Ugh. Look at the speed.
Go. Ow. Ah!
3.6 engine, 200 horsepower, 0-67 seconds, top speed 150. It didn't look it, but this was as quick as a Cosworth. And when they turned it into the ST220 in 2002, it looked right as well. They should have sold these by the million. But there was a problem. This. The first so-called MPV, the Toyota Picnic. In 1996, when it was first introduced, we laughed at it because it seemed so stupid.
I mean, why name a car after something you might do in it? Picnic.
Oh, they didn't have a Toyota dentist, did they?
The Honda pop to the shops. It's just an ordinary act. It's not even exciting.
The Volkswagen dogging.
It's just a
idea.
naff thing to do.
And the MPVs kept coming, and leasing a Mercedes got cheaper, and the effect on Ford was astonishing. In 1994, they sold 127,000 Mondeos in Britain. In 2017, that was down to 12,000. In America, things are so bad, the Mondeo will be pulled from the showrooms this year. And it's predicted that soon after that, it'll go from the rest of the world as well. And when that happens, Britain will have lost much more than just a car. The Mondeo was never fancy or spectacular. It never won Le Mans. It was never awarded a Nobel Prize. It didn't write The Grapes of Wrath. It was just your mate, someone you enjoyed going to the pub with. And here's the thing. When someone fancy or spectacular like, say, Mick Jagger dies, it'll be sad. But when your mate dies, that is heartbreaking. So, to give this car the send-off it deserves, we've booked Lincoln Cathedral. And invited some like-minded souls to mark the moment of its passing.
Oh god, why? Oh, there. Geez, that took a while. There's gonna be another one. There's gonna be another one. It's not gonna be another one? It's gonna be another one? I don't know, it's gonna be another one? It's not gonna be another one.
It's very sad, and it's not the only British motoring institution that's coming to an end. We are. This is not just the last in the series. I mean, sorry, it's the show as you know it is actually ending with, you know, the track, audience, us three, and really badly fitting jackets every week. This is the last one.
It is, and it's sad, but we have been doing it together for 17 years.
Going back in my head, there's the cow on the Camaro,
Yeah.
the indestructible Toyota,
Yeah.
Oliver.
Yeah.
Beach buggies across the dunes.
Yeah,
I mean, that was...
driving down that ski, I was in there, driving down the ski slope in Colorado. That was one of the best things I've ever done.
It's all been epic. Don't stop.
What?
Don't stop. Carry on.
Well, we do have some good news. We do have some good news. We're not.
Ah.
We're not stopping.
We can't. We'd have to get jobs.
No, we're not actually stopping.
No, I mean, the truth is, Amazon loves us. We love Amazon, so we'll carry on a bit.
Yeah, well, stick around. The thing is, as I said, the show as you know it is ending, and that's very upsetting for us. You know, the audience and this sort of thing and the track. But who'd like to see us doing more big adventures? Road trips, specials. Who wants some specials? Yeah.
There's still so much of the world we haven't been to.
So many people I haven't insulted.
So, there are so many cars he hasn't crashed.
Exactly. So although this is gone, the Grand Tour goes on. It goes on. It goes on.
We are going to need walking sticks and nothing.
No, we are. We are. So while it's not goodbye from us, it is goodbye from this. Anyone want to buy a tent? See you. Take care. Take care.
There we go. That's the Grand Tour finished. We've done episode 1, episode season 2, all of season 3. We're done. Is that looking? Boom. 2 hours of stream it was. Now I'm gonna say this. Yes, I am going to make the playlist of these episodes. Like I said, the GTA stream will commence tomorrow at 8 PM. Hopefully, bang 8 PM. And yeah, I'm going to end this episode now. Thank you for watching, and of course, see you guys later.